Yeah.
So just go for it.
Does anybody want to assist me? I just started my stream just because I want to record a little bit of quick scoping, just to teach it a little bit.
You're not streaming. Where? I don't see you.
YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. That's
Yeah,
why. What the?
it. I mean, it doesn't help. It doesn't help me if I stream it on Twitch. I'd have to be streaming a while on Twitch and be like have a few people in the chat and be like, all right, this is how you quick scope. But YouTube, I at least know it's recorded in a video that like people can understand. Just a little bit of the difference of quick scoping.
Why is he not telling me? Where you at? What's your name on YouTube?
It's my gamer tag.
Yeah, but it's not. Why is it not coming up? Oh,
Let
now it says
me.
you're.
There we go. Now it's showing.
Oh, I'm already subscribed.
My channel. Yeah, there we go. Alright. So, I'm going to be doing a little rundown on quick scoping. It's not too in depth. Who's this? Yeah, stop. But a little rundown on how it
Oh,
is. So, I'll be
I'm
using
sorry.
C4 as my targets, and then that'll be pretty much it. You typed in twice, stop.
No, I misspelled it the first time.
Who this? Who this? Okay.
Who
Fair enough.
this? I wanted to say who this, and I put who this. No, I always say DIS. I don't know why I did the THI.
This. THIS. Yeah.
Yeah. I was a who this. Hackney Yard. Oh my
Every
god.
every stream I have, it's Dop. Who dis?
Who this? Yeah.
Alright. Well, I
What
mean,
are you
it's just
filming?
a training video. Alright. So obviously you have a difference between marksman's rifles and um actual sniper rifles. If you're gonna end up quickscoping, use the AX50. So okay, well, that is not what I needed to show off quickscoping. Actually, I'll use this just for now. I'll use one of the targets on the sidewall here. Alright. So, let's see. For right now, I have my sensitivity really high. That's just because I move a lot. You know, I'm a very quick player and aggressive sniper. So if that's really what you need for the quick scoping. If you're still trying to unlock the Rytech AMR, this is really what this video is for. Or if you want to be an aggressive sniper during TDM domination, shit like that. So if you want to copy my settings, my obviously my sensitivities are at max sensitivities. You don't have to copy that if you don't feel comfortable. But your biggest thing is your high zoom level. When you're playing TDM, you often have enemies that are this close to you. So you want to build your loadouts for mobility. So the most mobility you can have, like for instance, I have the 7.5 factory barrel, which is the highest in aim down sight movement and movement speed, so I'm able to move around the map as fluently as possible. 9 round mags, because I know if I'm going to be engaging a lot of enemies, it's going to be really quick, and I need a lot of ammo to deal with it. If I miss a shot, I don't want to be struggling with only 5 rounds. You can also use the 7, it doesn't inhibit it as much. as the 9-round mags, but I use 9-round because I'm able to hit those shots consistently, and I need enough rounds till I reload. Next thing would be aiming stability. I know a lot of people use the single arms assassin for it, but at the end of the day, you really want your rounds to hit. So, for instance, if you sacrifice, obviously mobility, you're going to miss a lot of your shots. Also, a thing I realized is you don't have to scope all the way in to hit your shots. You can literally, when you hit a shot, you'll be about this. So just the reflective portion of your scope. So like it. So for instance, I hit right there on target. So if this was a human-sized target, you can kind of see my shadow. The head is right here. So I would have hit a body shot, and for the AX-50, that's a one-shot kill. So when you want to hit those shots, you are obviously moving the entire time, and then I like to do there. And you get someone that's moving side to side a lot. I'm at a tier bracket right now where I hit people who are moving, jumping all the time, and the ADS helps. So you'll often be hitting your shots around this portion of the body, because like I said, the head is right there, and that's when you see someone. So I like to jump a lot, I like to slide a lot. That's just the mechanics of the game. So I'll often be sliding here too. I won't hit anybody, but I do know that I'll hit someone and it'll be a hit marker, but I know that in an event I can move side to side as quickly as I need to move back and forth. What if it's a short enemy? Hey, to be fair, you'll get enemies that are crouched. Oftentimes you'll get enemies that are crouched like this, moving around a corner. So what you want to end up doing is you'll see the radar pops up every now and then. So warning, fuck you, Dop. So what you'll end up doing is you'll kind of know what your enemies are doing even after like the first 5 or 10 kills. This is not at the beginning of the match. You'll understand how your the enemy team is playing, how your team is playing, if you are even able to, use the fucking rifle during the entire match. So if you know a lot of your enemies are moving around corners like this, you'll be able to predict that once you spawn, you'll die a few times. Quickscoping is not easy. It's one of the hardest things to do in this game, especially when you only kit out your sniper for either mobility or even range. But so we'll have an enemy around the corner crouching. You're gonna end up moving here, aiming where they're gonna be at, predicting that, yeah, I know I got killed here, but that enemy is gonna end up moving here right when you spawn. So this entire area is going to be your location area. So kind of moving back to the target area, you don't have to scope in all the way. I know when you push, I have R1 and L1 equipped. So I push L1, I'm scoped in, R1 to shoot. So I know when most people, they're coming up against somebody, they're going to end up, doing that. Like, nowhere did that shot land. Okay, so you want to get enough in that zoom to where you're engaging someone at this distance, so it's the medium to close range distance is what you're going to end up doing in team deathmatch, domination, anything on a close quarters map. If you're playing ground war, totally different setup for quick scoping. But in a medium to short range gameplay, you're going to end up in this range difference. So what you're going to end up doing is if you know, if you see someone here, and okay, be honest, if they're brain dead, whatever, you're gonna end up only having to do that. Now, I know you can't see where that shot landed, but it landed exactly on the target. So that's my shot right after the medium to short range distance. So again, you're going to move to a medium to short range distance based on what game mode you're playing. So this is all for TDM, domination, close quarters matches, and games like that. So you're going to end up moving and sliding. You know, you want to use the movement abilities to the best of your ability. So usually when I get people here, it's because I know that their body height relative to mine, kind of like the shadow showed, my head is going to be right here. So they're aiming for my head. You want to aim for the head as well. So just like in this position, actually, let me move over to the target again. I'll use this one as a cleaner one. You know, my head is going to be right here. Okay. That straight line of sight, that's where you mostly want to be aiming for individuals and people who are running around the map. Yes, I should have gone for the head. Most people, you're not going to... Most people, you're not going to be able to hit in the head. Exactly. You want to go for the head as much as you can, but most individuals are going to be doing this strafe thing where they're shooting automatic weapons at you the entire time. You're not going to be able to hit their head. So you want to go for a neck to upper chest, because that's what this 50 BMG is going to do, is it's going to hit this area of the body. So again, let me make a bigger target. So my head is going to be here. And where you're going to want to shoot is neck and right here, because that's the most area of consideration you have. So when moving around the entire time, you're going to be left, right, all that good stuff. So for example, if I'm running up on an enemy, say I don't see him, and I come around the corner. See, I'm going to be honest, that was a poor shot. But you're gonna learn really quick how often enemies move either to the right or left of where you're aiming at. So, like I said, my head is around here, so I'm moving. It's all gonna be quick and to the chest. You don't ever want to, like, obviously you want to go for the head, but your probability of shooting just the head when you're quickly aiming down sights are slim to none. So even if you're just standing here, your ability to hit the head, very slim. Unless you already know where the enemy's at, which if that's the case, you usually 90% of the time have hacks, and you know where the head's going to be at. Enemies often like to do this, jump around corners when you get to higher skill levels. So from mid-range, you're going to be able to track of where the body's at. Mid, so head to mid to lower. So this is a standing position. If you catch an enemy off guard running from the front, they're running towards the objective, you're going to end up being able to hit them mid chest up here. Now, if you're playing a different game mode, like say team deathmatch or headquarters, and maybe an enemy is moving more precisely, you're going to want to aim down lower, because you know your enemy is going to come around the corner at a crouch position if you're holding it, because they want you to see you as minimal as possible. Now when an enemy is crouched, you only see their head. So this point right here underneath that, so using this just as for reference, this point you're going to want to aim just a little bit lower, because that's the crouch position, is right here, and they're going to end up aiming at you while you're moving. So oftentimes you'll catch someone and you'll be in this position where you're standing up because you need to run around the map, get as many kills as possible. So you're running around the map, running. There. You always kind of want to guesstimate, and I say guess because you're never actually going to know where your enemy is going to move. Now notice how I didn't scope in all the way for these 3 shots, and look where they landed. This is at an enemy that would be crouched. This is their head right here. Right where I'm looking at, that's their head. So you're going to end up wanting to aim at a particular portion depending on which game mode you're playing. If you're playing domination, you know everybody's going to be running to A, B, or C flag. So no one is really going to be crouching. So you're going to want to aim upper body. So upper body here, mid body here, lower body here. Lower body's always going to deliver you a hit marker, but upper body, you're going to end up shooting someone and killing them in a one-shot kill. I'm going to go ahead and put on bots real quick. Give me just 1 second.
Stand down, lads. They've had enough for one day.
But like I said, you want to keep these things in mind where you're not going to be hitting individuals every single time. It's never going to be consistent. But what you want to do is anticipate your enemy's movements. So for example, I'm going to change my mode to my casual mode, which is team deathmatch. It's going to be me against 6 other bots. 6 other bots on regular. So I've played this numerous times just when I want to relax or whatever. But you'll notice how I aim where the individuals are going to be. I'm going to aim for upper chest to head, because I know that in core team deathmatch that it's going to make all the difference when I aim up higher. Alright. So what I'm going to run is the AX50 first, and then I'm going to show the Kar98 and its abilities. Obviously we know the SPR is a really good sniper, but the AX50, if you're going for those quick shot kills, often you'll notice I like to drag scope as well, which means you're already scoped in and you like to aim. So see, I know where the enemies are going to be at. They're going to be at this position here. So I'm aiming upper to head. Gotta back off just because. Okay. So obviously there I can't do much being gassed, but like I said, knowing where your enemies are going to be at, I'm going to play one multiplayer match and kind of show you how people in my tier bracket play. I'll play a TDM. Also, depending on which map you play is really going to affect how you push. And obviously I have radar on the entire way, so I know where enemies are.
Yeah, got it.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the Kar98 because I know they did a buff recently, and I know that this ADS time is gonna be super quick. Are you out, Joey?
Yeah, they definitely.
Yeah. I know I'm not doing the best gameplay right now, but ultimately, honestly, this is how much you're gonna die trying to quickscope against assault rifles. Because you're trying to run all over the place, you're trying to get away from everything. I know I'm playing against bots, so it's not the best idea. And obviously people move a little more differently, but you get the idea. Also, another thing to add is you want to crouch or lay down when you reload, because you're an easy target for assault rifles. But notice how barely you can see when I scope in or something. You barely see their head, right? So when I scope in, I know that my rifle is going to pull in to the most accurate position it can, and then I'm going to be able to hit my targets. Alright, let's try the SPR. Fair. I know I'm not the best at teaching this, but this is like a rough teaching of how you're going to quick scope and move throughout the entire battlefield. And at the end of the day, you need to not panic. I know often when you start to get shot at, we all start to panic, you know. Nobody likes to be shot at. But you need to keep your composure. Know that your shots are either going to land or they're not. Because you're going to miss. That's just a simple truth, is you're going to miss. But if you trust that your shots are going to land, then you're going to hit more consistent shots. I'm dealing with bots who are using, obviously, assault rifles, so a little more difficult. I can't explain that one. But ultimately what I'm trying to get at is you need to, there's a few things you need to take in consideration. One, you're not going to hit every shot. If you trust where your rounds are going to go, you'll hit the shots. But at the same time, you're not going to go on, you're not phased at the end of the day. So what you need to do is practice where your rounds are going to go. So I know that when I aim here, my rounds are going to go straight. I'm not fully even scoped in, but I know my rounds are going to go straight. Like that. Perfect example of how that works. Now I'm just getting gassed and everything, so it's a little, it's difficult to, you know, show the full capabilities when bots have, you know, access to it. Okay. Oh, I'm not doing the best of examples right now, but notice how each scope kill that I'm getting is going to be a not fully scoped in. If I'm fully scoped in, it's going to take me so much longer to end up getting those shots. Obviously, for distance, you want to be more scoped in. So I would say medium range, you want to be scoped in. Mid, close range, you can be a little more scoped out. Target. Hip fire, you have to be extremely close to your enemy. So I would say hip fire only if you know the ballistics of your rifle, and most people don't know the ballistics of the rifle.
Enemy at the center.
But notice how at medium range, I'm using more of my scope. And at closer range, I'm using less of my scope because I have the ability to know that enemies closer to me, I don't need to scope in as much. That's fair. But like I said, you're gonna die more than you think, because, you know, you're not gonna be the best quick scoper in the world, and only until you know where your shots go based on where your reticle's at, are you gonna understand that, yeah, I'm actually dead. Like that. So, like, I know that I'm outgunned in that situation. I have all the enemies on me. So, I know that either A, one, I better hit my shot. See? And my enemies are running gas, so that's also unfortunate. But at the end of the day, knowing that you need to trust your rifle on where it's going to hit.
Enemy at the center.
But all those things combined are really going to help you exceed your gameplay. I know I'm not doing the best to, you know, show off how you should play. But at the end of the day, you're going to hit your shots. You're going to play better. You're going to move better. Use the mechanics to your ability. Jumping, sliding, all those different things are going to help your mechanics to play at the highest level you can. See? I still got a kill, however, there was another enemy behind me. So, let me go ahead and I want to play one team deathmatch, trying to quick scope the entire game. I might not do the best, I might do the best. Might not. There's good games and bad games, but as long as you understand how your weapon moves and how quickly you move in and out, you're going to be better at your game.
Well, my friend, I'm going to bed. I'll finish the tutorial later.
All
Yeah,
right,
I fall
Doc.
asleep, but I was watching. Oh yeah, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Alright, night, Doc.
Good night.
So, currently in the game, I am trying to max all my rifles to all my weapons to be gold. I currently have all my snipers gold. Actually, every single one of them from the Rytec. The only thing I don't have gold right now is my crossbow. That's difficult, but I'm working on it. And then I have a few other guns. So the only gun I'll really be sniping with and trying to get quick scopes on are I call it my Fuka round gun, because I really don't care. As long as I'm able to move consistently and accurately, I really don't care what happens. So it's kind of a fun game to play. Euphrates Bridge, not the best map to show quick scoping. It's more of a hard scoping map, but I will show how the game is played. How I try and play a quickscoping game.
Team deathmatch. Jackal, let's hunt. Taking control.
Enemy at the bridge.
Contact!
Enemy at the bridge.
This is probably one of the worst maps to teach.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Euphrates Bridge. Yeah. It's probably one of the worst maps because everybody just hard scopes the entire game.
Flash out! Grenade out!
So I'll definitely play a few matches to show the difference of rifles.
Allied cruise missile on the way.
And everybody watching this video, remember that quickscoping is a second to half a second after you scope in. So even if you do that, it's quickscoping.
Enemy at the bridge.
Lost the lead. Enemy going.
Alright.
Cluster strike inbound.
I end up getting killed by...
Friendly care package on the way. Taking control.
So even if you scope in for a sec, move your crosshair and stuff like that, it's technically considered a quickscope. I didn't even see that guy, and he has no recoil, so I'm going to assume he's hacking because you have at least some recoil with any of your rifles,
Package inbound.
no matter.
Halfway there. Stand stop. Enemy personal radar. Friendly UAV online. Contact. Stop this! Enemy UAV overhead. Come on!
Enemy at the bridge.
Enemy sentry gun active.
If you don't hear me talking, it's because I'm concentrating. I don't want to obviously perform poorly. That puts me out of my tier bracket. I've been playing pretty poorly the last few games, so all the marksman's rifles are gonna outdo you, no matter what game you're playing. Marksman's rifles outplayed.
Enemy care
So, if you saw that shot, that technically would be considered a quick scope. I don't know how it is. Just heard someone else.
Enemy at the construction site.
Hey! Go! Allied cruise missile on the way. Changing max. I see you. Reloading.
I wish they had shipment 24/7 because I definitely would have showcased quick scoping in that. While it is hard, it is doable.
Enemies here. Planting charge.
I did not do the best that round. I did really bad. So like that, 5 and 8, not the best. But when you're quick scoping, you're gonna end up doing pretty poorly, just because you're trying to hit, you know, a consistent shot. So you're gonna end up shooting not as much. You're also gonna end up shooting a little more inaccurately. Euphrates Bridge is a hard example to show off of, but at the end of the day, you're going to be trying to push for a shot that is consistent. Your enemies aren't going to always agree with you. It's just like the normal war saying, nothing ever goes to plan, ever. That's just how it is. So, if you want to copy my horizontal and vertical recoil stick, the way I move, I tend to slide a lot. I don't jump too much. I jump around corners, but at that point I switch to assault rifles. Low zoom, I use a higher sensitivity to move around. At high zoom, not as much, but it is still really high to move from target to target to target. So with that, I'm going to end the video here. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment. I know there's a few people that like commented on while I was live streaming, but if you have any questions, go ahead and add me on PlayStation. It's the same as my YouTube, PV_DE_82. I'm more than happy to help. I've helped a few people. Joey, who's in the party right now, can attest to this. I helped him move up to a quick scoping type added play style, as well as a few other friends of mine. It's hard, but it's not undoable. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment. I'll get to you. Just add your username into the comment so I know that it's you trying to get to me. But with that, I'll let you guys go.